Greetings and welcome to this training video about create a workflow. Let's dive in and I'm going to show you how to set up a workflow. So the first thing we are going to want to do is we are going to want to create a folder for our workflow. So let's call this one opt-ins. How about that? So we've created a folder just to help us stay organized as you build out a lot of these, which once you start using this, I'm sure you will want to build out a lot of these in the future. And so you want to create a folder, and then what you're going to do is create a workflow. So hit create workflow, and you can do a couple of different things, so you can import from a campaign. If you already have campaigns set up, you can start from scratch where you're just starting out with your own stuff. And you also have recipes down here that are already set up. I mean, look at some of these. We've got an appointment confirmation, reminder, survey and review request. So we have a whole program set up for appointments that, hey, for every appointment that gets booked, we are going to send out a confirmation. We are going to send them reminders. We are going to survey what happens after it. And if it was positive, then, hey, we are going to send them a review request to leave us a review on. I mean, how awesome is that? That all gets done without you having to lift a finger. These are already created. We have a recipe for Google My Business that if somebody sends in a message, it can send an auto reply to them. We have a text to call back for. When somebody misses a call on the system, it can automatically text them and say, hey, sorry we missed your call. What can we help you with? So all these recipes are great to look into. Here's one for birthdays. You can do birthday promotions to automatically send out email specials on their birthday. You can actually check the CRM and find out whose birthday it is and then send them a birthday message. So these are absolutely incredible. You're going to love these once you dive in and learn how to do it. Now, for our purposes, what we are going to do is we are going to start from scratch. So you'll select Start from Scratch and create new workflow. Now, when you first get in, hear the screen, there's a couple of different options. We've got Actions. That's the tab that we are on. We've got Settings. We've got History and Status. So the one thing that we want to do is change our name of our workflow. So let's do one for Opt-ins. So we are going to call this one Opt-in. So now we've got the name saved and we are going to change the time window. Now think about this. When you're sending out text messages and emails, you might want to define a specific time to run those actions, and you can actually do that. So if we want it to run at specific times, we can set up, okay, we want this to run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Maybe we don't want to hit people with emails and text during dinner. And so what it can do is it'll wait and delay communication to send on the next day if need be. You can also set up your sender address. Where do you want your email to come from? So let's type in davidbuzel@gmail.com, right? And so then you can also have contact management. Do you want to have multiple contacts? Enter the workflow more than once. You might want to do that. You also have an option to stop on response. If you're sending out text messages and they reply back, hey, I'm interested. You might want to stop marketing to them with follow-up messages saying, hey, do this, right? So you can stop on response. You can auto-mark as read if you want. This kind of helps things get smooth. If you want to auto-mark them as read, you can do an event start date. So if you want to have everybody start at a specific time, you can do that as well. So these are just some basic settings and the back end of a workflow that you're going to want to set up every single time to make sure that it's coming from the right emails and it's coming at the right times, right? So let's jump back over to Actions and let's start working on our workflow. So the first thing we need is we need a trigger. We need some kind of event that's going to set off our workflow. If we have an opt-in page, that event would be them filling out the form. So what we would do is we'd first start with our workflow trigger. And so what we want to do is we want to select this, and what would be our trigger? Well, let's say they filled out a form, so form submitted. Now what form did they fill out? Obviously we got to select the form that we created. So form is an it'll look at our forms. So we have a free comic form that we set up. So let's select that one. So what this is going to do is when they fill out this form, it's going to run this workflow. So maybe they are opting in for a free comic. So let's look at this. They are opting in to get something for free. So let's dive back into our workflows here. Let's add action. That's going to happen. So the first thing we might want to do is to send an email to the customer. So let's say we automatically send an email. So we have a from name here. We'll do our name, our email. Let's do subject free comic voucher, right? If you have a template already set up, you could use a save template here, and then maybe you type out a template. Hey, first name. Thanks for grabbing your free comic voucher. Here is your promo code. Maybe have a promo code in there or something. Bring by the store to redeem, so you have some kind of message in there. I wouldn't recommend this. I'm just typing in some gobbledygook to give us some context here, so you can see kind of what it might look like. And then you'll save the action. So what's going to happen is customer goes to the website, they click the button, they fill out the form, and then automatically what's going to happen is it's going to go in here, form submitted, it'll add it to the CRM, and then what it'll do is it'll send them this automated email. Now, let's say we wanted this email to wait a day. What we could do is we could add a trigger before and we could scroll down. And as you can see, you've got lots of options here. So you could wait. Maybe we want to wait. Let's wait 7 days if we want just to be silly, you could wait days or minutes from this. We save actions. So now what would happen? Somebody fills out the form, it waits 7 days and then emails them. That'd be a terrible follow-up system. But just to show you that you can wait specific amounts of time to send other things, now maybe we want to send a text message. So we click plus add a new action, and we can send a text message. Did you get your free comic yet? You could send something like that. So we'll save that so you can build these really intricate out and automate your business in a lot of different ways. You can add people from the CRM to workflows. You can import lists and automatically add them to campaigns like this and really build them out to where they really do a ton for your business. So that's an overview for workflows. I'm going to go ahead and just exit out of this. I don't want to save this silly workflow here, but just wanted to give you an example of what one might look like. Thanks for listening to this video about Create a Workflow. For more videos like this, or to make a request for additional training videos, please go to the main menu and add a comment ticket.